Tonight on CTV News, Coach McElwain is leaving CSU for Florida.
And a student die-in at the Lory Student Center in response to the Eric Gardner case.
Good evening, I'm Elizabeth Ruiz.
And I'm Alec Erickson, filling in for Caitlin Connolly. Thanks for watching.
CSU football coach Jim McElwain finalized plans to become the head football coach at the University of Florida early Thursday morning. CTV Sports anchor Grace Reeder has the latest updates. Grace, what can you tell us about this developing story?
So rumors had been flying around that McElwain was a contender for the coaching job with the SEC Florida Gators. Yesterday, it seemed that the deal would be put down for a while as Tony Frank debated with Florida over McElwain's buyout, and neither party was budging. Frank insisted that they pay the full $7.5 million for the coach's early resignation. Unfortunately, this morning it was announced that the deal had been made and McElwain is officially the new head coach for the Gators. He refused to comment on the matter today, and rumors have been flying that he'll be traveling to Florida very soon, as in tonight. This means we will not see him for our bowl game this year, but what is important to know now is that we need a head coach. The search is on, and Assistant Athletic Director John Morrison is eager to find the right person for the position.
The head football coaching position at Colorado State University is a dream job. We are going to begin a national search immediately to find the next leader of the Rams football program. That starts right now. And I have to tell you, the interest I've already received is staggering.
CSU football players expressed their thoughts on McElwain leaving at their open practice Thursday afternoon.
He's a great coach. He's a great coach. I mean, it's no downside to him. He'll do good at Florida.
Every little detail matters. That's something that he preached from the moment he walked on campus.
This is a rough time for Rams sports. What are your guys' thoughts on the rest of the season?
Well, it looks like we're going to be without McElwain for the rest of the year, so what's the rest of the season going to look like?
As long as Boise State wins the Mountain West Championship, we should be playing in the Las Vegas Bowl. Because McElwain will not be coaching, offensive coordinator Dave Baldwin will be the coach for the team for the remainder of the season.
So what exactly was the result of the $7.5 million buyout between Frank and Florida?
Florida has ultimately agreed to pay CSU $3 million over the next 6 years, and Coach Mack will pay CSU the other $2 million. Also, Florida will be giving CSU $2 other million when we play them in Florida between 2017 and 2020. This is the largest school buyout, and Mack is the first coach to leave CSU for another program. However, he will be paid $3.5 million, which is $2 million more than he's being paid now. Enough of us. Let's see some CSU students and what they had to say about the matter.
It's kind of sad to see him go after what he did this season, so yeah, it's definitely disappointing, but I'm sure we'll come back.
You know, since we're building the new stadium, it's kind of sucks because it's like we're putting all this money into a sports team that now has to find a new coach. But other than that, I'm pretty indifferent.
I have most respect for the man of what he did for our program, putting us on the map. I kind of feel like it was his time to leave, and he kind of did get his dream job, as most people say, for the Florida Gators.
Well, thanks for all of these updates, Grace. We will see you later in the newscast for more news on the other Rams sports teams.
Thanks, guys.
While the McElwain story unfolded at the athletic building, a different story was occurring at the Lory Student Center. For the second time this week, a protest has taken place at the LSC. Students held a die-in and laid down near the LSC's main entrance holding signs, which included the words, "I can't breathe," the last words spoken by Eric Gardner. The student protest is in response to the New York City jury's decision not to indict the police officer involved in the death of Eric Gardner. Organizers of the event want to bring awareness to what they say is an issue of racism in the United States. CSU students share their thoughts on the situation.
We pride ourselves in diversity and inclusion, and we are not talking about these problems, and we need to talk about them. So in order to be a school that is thriving in a post-racial society, we need to be embarking on these issues.
A civil rights investigation has since been launched to look into the Eric Gardner case. Similar protests have been occurring across the country. High school students in Denver had walkouts Wednesday and Thursday. 4 Denver police officers were injured by a motorist Wednesday afternoon while monitoring the walkouts. 1 officer remains in critical condition.
Elizabeth Prasse is in the Weather Center now.
Elizabeth, how is the weather looking?
Well, Alec and Elizabeth, even the weather was sad to see Coach McElwain leave, as it was a dark and gloomy day today. Now for tonight, we will have temperatures right around the freezing mark as our lows. Looking out across the state, we see it's going to be 29 in Pueblo, 31 in Colorado Springs, 34 in Denver, and then 34 degrees here in Fort Collins. Now currently here in Fort Collins, it is 40 degrees, and we do have a slight breeze out of the northwest at 5 miles per hour. And it is partly cloudy. We will still see those clouds this evening, but those clouds are what keeping us warm. Look, we're only cooling down to 35 for our low tonight. Now coming up, I will let you know how long these temperatures will last.
Thanks, Liz. Coming up after the break, the full weather forecast.
Plus, a look at where you can buy fresh cuts of meat in the heart of campus and a talented a cappella group at CSU. Don't go away.
Hello Rams, my name is Sydney Shawls and I'll be your official Lory Student Center tour guide. For our first stop, we arrive at the campus information desk in the land grant wall. As we move through the building, we enter the east to west corridor, featuring beautiful natural lighting and open architectural design. This is Sydney signing out from your home away from home and Lory Student Center.
Welcome back, Rams. I'm meteorologist Elizabeth Prasse with your latest weather update. Now for tomorrow, we will see temperatures well above average for this time of year. Looking out across the state, we see Lamar is going to be 58, Burlington 55, 53 in Lyman, and 55 degrees in Denver. Now taking a look at your Friday planner, it will be a sunny and nice day, a lot better than what we saw today. And we will warm up to about 51 degrees tomorrow afternoon. So it's going to be a nice day if you want to go outside and hike the A. But you will need a jacket tomorrow evening as you go cheer on our women's volleyball team at Moby Arena. Now looking at your 7-day forecast, we see a bit of a thaw come after this Arctic blast that we had in November. Now the average for this time of year is typically in the lower 40s, but as you can see, we've got highs in the 50s for these next few days with a high of 55 degrees on Wednesday. Now this is thanks to this prolonged warm spell we are in for the next 2 weeks. So take advantage of this opportunity to study outside as we head into Dead Week and finals, because things are going to change in the spring as El Nino arrives. Have a great weekend, Rams. Good luck on finals, and I will see you next semester.
Many people have seen the movie Pitch Perfect or know of the famous a cappella group called Pentatonics, but may not know about the a cappella groups right here at CSU. The first group, Resonant Ramblings, was formed in 2004, and now 3 other a cappella groups exist. One of the more recent groups is Main Street Acapella.
With scarves of red tied round their throats.
Created last semester in spring of 2014, Main Street Acapella was born when music education and vocal performance major Seth Roberts and several other students decided to kick off another group.
Went ahead, me and my 2 friends, one day, like, let's just start another group, you know, just give more people an opportunity.
Advertising on Facebook and around campus, they auditioned about 30 people at the start, looking for sight reading skills, solo voice, oral recall, blending, and personality. Now they are the biggest co-ed a cappella group at CSU with 16 members. Main Street Acapella meets twice a week for 2 hours each day, and the group attends various performances and competitions, sometimes competing against other CSU a cappella groups.
They're hardworking and talented musicians, and I couldn't be more proud, so it's awesome.
For their next performance, Main Street Acapella is collaborating with another co-ed group called Basic for a Christmas showcase at St. John 23 Catholic Church at 7:15 Saturday evening, December 13th. According to Roberts, a 5th a cappella group with all guys may be created next year.
Fort Collins is a strong contender to play a role in the 2015 USA Pro Cycling Challenge. Fans can voice their opinion for host cities for the different stages of the race online. Fort Collins helped host Stage 6 of the race in 2013. Next year's race takes place August 17th, 2015 through the 23rd. Visit prochallenge.com to mention your support to have Fort Collins host Stage 6.
The Animal Science Building is not only the home of hardworking students, but hardworking employees at the CSU Butchery. Graduate and undergraduate students help to process and sell meat out of their butchery. All meat is bought locally, and students get a hands-on experience of how a real butchery works.
CSU is known for its many accomplishments, but many students don't know about the on-campus butchery. The lab in the Animal Science Building is both a meat processing and research facility that has its own operating butchery. Beef, pork, and lamb are all processed and researched in this laboratory, while undergraduate and graduate students learn the ins and outs of processing meats in a real lab. Brandy Marinin, a senior animal science major, has been working at the meat lab for a year and has already secured a job after graduation.
Well, working here at the meat lab, I've learned a lot of different things, all the way from cutting beef and processing it into retail cuts, cutting pork, cutting lamb, and actually going all the way and having a fully cooked product as smoked sausage or smoked briskets, and we've done some pulled pork, different things like that. So I've worked all the way from getting in whole halves of beef to all the way to serving it.
This hands-on experience allows students to experience what a real lab is like and employs students who are interested in this business.
I'm pretty proud that I can do something that not a lot of people know how to do. So it's really cool that I can take a carcass and then know every step of the process to prepare it for somebody to eat.
The meat lab sells right from inside the Animal Science Building on Thursdays and Fridays from 12 to 6. Make sure to check it out or make your online reservations to get freshly cut meat by our very own CSU students.
For more information of the butchery, visit csumeats.com.
If meat's not your taste, how about a brew? A new beer garden and restaurant is set to open Friday at the Anheuser-Busch Fort Collins Brewery. The beer garden will feature a beer school that will include tasting lessons and, for guests, lessons on how to cook using beer. Friday will be the beginning of Fire Pit Fridays, which will include live music and s'mores. For more information on these festivities or to register for a beer school session, visit budweisertours.com.
After the break, sports anchor Grace Reeder will be back for an update on Ram sports.
And NASA has their eyes on Mars. Stay tuned.
The Ramskeller offers a traditional pub menu, 20 beers on tap, and even fresh-to-order pizza coming soon. Stop by Sweet Sensations for a delicious bakery item, espresso, or any other coffee needs you may have.
Hi, welcome to Aspen Grill.
Aspen Grill is a student-operated restaurant located in the University Club. The food court features a number of different restaurants to satisfy your needs between classes.
Grace Reeder is back for news on the rest of the Rams sports world.
What's new for the rest of our sports teams, Grace?
Now that we've heard about the disappointing Coach Mack news, we can talk about all the good things that are happening in Rams sports. If you haven't been to a boys basketball game yet this season, you have missed 7 straight wins, the most straight wins for the team in history starting off the season. The first RPI ratings came out on Wednesday and the team is ranked 31st. The team will host UNC on Sunday and face a prior CSU guard, Dwight Smith. The girls' basketball team is also off to a good start. They won their first road game against Drake last night and now hold a record of 5-2. Another happy story in sports is the women's volleyball team. They are ranked 15th in the nation and will be hosting the first 2 rounds of the NCAA tournament. The first CSU game will be Friday at 8:30 against DU, and the winner of that game will be playing the winner of the CU-UNC game that following Friday. That's all for sports. Back to you guys.
Thursday's launch of NASA's Orion spacecraft was postponed due to high winds and problems with the spacecraft's fuel valves. This test flight is the next step in furthering human space exploration. NASA hopes to send astronauts to Mars by the year 2035, but first must perfect their Orion shuttle. The next launch for Orion is scheduled for Friday morning at 5:05 Mountain Time.
That's all the time we have. Thanks for checking us out. Check us out on Collegian website and Twitter at CollegianC for any updates on the Coach McElwain story.
Thanks for watching CTV all semester long for your campus news. Good luck on finals, Rams, and see you all next semester. Have a great night.